Merthyr Tydfil, a town steeped in history. In this programme, we will be travelling around Merthyr Tydfil and discussing significant changes in the county borough for the past 2 centuries. So, can you name anyone significant in Merthyr's history?
Joseph Parry?
The Crauchetes, the Crauchet family, the ironmasters.
Richard Crauchet leased the works from Bacon's family in 1786 and in 1794 became the sole owner. In 1803 he employed 1,500 people and Cyfarthfa Ironworks was said to be the biggest in the world. Robert Crauchet's refusal to change the steel production brought about the closure of the ironworks. It then reopened in 1882 due to Robert Crauchet's death in 1879. A few years later, his son William Thompson Crauchet converted the ironworks to the steel production plant at the cost of £150,000. The Cyfarthfa Works rapidly became an important producer of iron products. It became critical to the success of the war, so much that Admiral Nelson paid a personal visit to the works in 1802. By 1910, the steelworks had been forced to close again, and while it was briefly reopened in 1915 to aid in the production of materials for the First World War, the works closed for the last time in 1919. It fell into disrepair until it was dismantled in 1928. This castle was where the Crauchets lived. The most famous person in the family was William Crauchet. The Crauchets were a family of ironmasters of the Cyfarthfa Ironworks. This castle was a house built in the style of a large mansion. And now, this castle is no longer home to the Crauchets or anyone in fact. The castle was split and became a school and a museum. The school was opened in 1913 and later became a comprehensive school in 1970. The museum opened in 1910 and was refurbished to show its regency and splendour in 1992. Richard Tydfil was known for his steam locomotive while he was also a British inventor and a mining engineer. He had significant success with a high-pressure steam engine, building the first full-scale steam locomotive railway. The locomotive with its vertical cylinder, 8-foot flywheel and a long piston rod that had managed to haul 10 tons of iron. The steam locomotive was made for 70 passengers and carried at least 5 wagons from the ironworks towards Penydarren at Merthyr Cardiff Canal. On the 21st of February 1804, Richard Tydfil's locomotive hauled 5 wagons, 70 men and 10 tons of iron 9.75 miles in 4 hours 5 minutes of the world's very first laden train journey. Tydfil's Penydarren locomotive only made 3 journeys. Each time the Penydarren locomotive made a journey, the steam engine, which had 7 tons, broke the cast of the iron rails. The Merthyr Rising of 1831 was the violent climax to many years of simmering unrest among the large working class population of Merthyr Tydfil in South Wales. Throughout the month of May 1831, the coal miners and others who worked for William Crauchet took the streets of Merthyr Tydfil, calling for reform, protesting against the lowering of their wages and general unemployment. Dick Penderyn was a Welsh labourer and a coal miner who was involved in the Merthyr Rising that happened on June 3rd, 1831. During the Merthyr Rising, Dick Penderyn was arrested alongside Lewis, who was also one of the Merthyr's primary figures. They were both arrested due to the riot and for stabbing a soldier with a bayonet. They were also charged with murder. There were a number of people that doubted Dick Penderyn's guilt, thus they signed. However, Dick Penderyn was found guilty and then he was hanged when he was 23. After his death in 1874, it was discovered that another man named Lanto Parker, not Dick Penderyn, had stabbed Donald Black and then fled to America fearing capture by the authorities. And also that rebuttal witness James Abbott, who had testified at Penderyn's trial admitted that he had lied under the orders of Lord Melbourne in order to secure a conviction. Since these times, Merthyr had gone through many changes. Now let's see what the people of Merthyr think of their hometown.
Employment opportunities for the worse, unfortunately, but Welsh language opportunities improving, I'd say, the last few decades.
I guess in the last couple of years there's more sort of shops, there's more retail, and places like the Zor Chapel have been redeveloped, stuff like that.
Employment, I'd say. There's less jobs for people in Merthyr, there's lots of factories shut in, and it's hard then for the people who've been made redundant, it's hard for them to look for more employed jobs.
I think Merthyr needs to have more jobs in the future, but whether it has enough opportunities for jobs, I'm not really sure.
Peak, I'd say.
I'd like to see it becoming the capital of the valleys. If not, it's going to revert to being more of a rural hamlet.
Merthyr has gone through many changes in the last 200 years, from the driving engine of the Industrial Revolution to the benefits capital of Britain. Despite bad media coverage, the general populace still believe there is still hope for this unique town.